Elaine, tell me about the overview of this project. Where are we standing here today and what are we doing?
We are in the process of renovating and preserving the 1908 YWCA here in Piedmont, South Carolina. It was the first building constructed for a YWCA in the state of South Carolina. The Piedmont Historical Preservation Society purchased the building in May 16th of 22. And we are about to finish our exterior renovation. As you can see, we still have lots of painting, lots of woodwork to get back in, and we have just about completed the interior demolition.
And what will this building be when you finish it?
This building is going to be a state-of-the-art museum and research facility for South Carolina. We're specializing in the mill history and then the history of this area. Greenville is known as the textile capital of the world, but it's a lot about what happened here in Piedmont when our mill was established by Mr. Henry Hammond.
And how important will this be to Piedmont once it's finished?
It's going to be a huge tourist attraction. The elevation of what we're going to be able to do for a research facility, we've already entered into a project, an intern project with USC Upstate, and we have students that have worked with us for over a year now, archiving, digitalizing over 50,000 documents, and that's just the beginning.
And what's the timetable for getting everything finished?
Our goal is to be in here at least as office occupancy by September of 24, and would love to have our grand opening by next Christmas.
And there are some fundraisers going on now, right?
Yes, sir. We are in the process of writing grants, doing fundraisers here in the area. We have our second edition of our Christmas ornament, and it's all fundraising. We have, over the past year and a half, raised a tremendous amount of money, and we still have a long way to go. You can contact us. Our post office box is 284, Piedmont, South Carolina. We work still in the museum at the community building. We are there on Tuesdays, 10 until 2:30. Stop in and see us. If you have things, don't throw away Grandma's old boxes. We are finding amazing artifacts in this area. We have documents going back to pre-Revolutionary War that we have found from this area.
My name's Kyle Campbell. I'm a preservation consultant with Preservation South.
And let's talk about this building first. When you first saw this building, were the bones good? It looked like it was going to be a good project?
Yeah, no, this building been in great shape. The Oliver family really took care of it over the years. It had been turned into a duplex. We had all the pieces here. It was just a matter of removing later additions and getting back to what was the period of significance for this building, which was its time as the YWCA for Piedmont.
And why is it important to you to be a part of saving these buildings and these structures?
Well, I think that this is, a touchstone to Piedmont's history, and it's a great source of civic pride for people in the community. During the time we've been working on this building, folks come by all the time. They want to ask questions, see what's happening. People are very excited about it, and it's nice to be part of the rebirth of Piedmont. And I think this building is a great first step in that.
And you work closely with all the people involved. Are they on schedule?
Yeah, the schedule on a project like this is ever changing. It's a lot is dependent on donations. Certainly, the local community has been very generous for this project, and continues to be, and we hope that will keep moving forward. So as we have the funds, we keep plugging away at it. So our first priority was to get the exterior looking good and stop the deterioration from the weather, and then we've just recently started tackling the interior. So we've removed a lot of non-historic walls and additions inside, and we're starting to see it really take shape into what it will be in the future.
I am Marcia Rogers, Marcia Davis Rogers. My mom and dad was the last class to graduate from Piedmont High School in the 11th grade. And then he went into service. In 1952, he bought the house I grew up in, which is still in my family. I was born in 1953, so I have grown up in Piedmont with all the sidewalks and all the churches, and I never left. I'm only one of like 5 in my class that graduated from Woodmont that actually stayed on the Mill Hill. And now I think I'm the only one left on the Mill Hill. Many of them have passed. But I love Piedmont, and I hate that it has taken us so long to realize that J.P. Stevens was so important to Piedmont. It took us a long time to realize what we're missing. So now we're all working together trying to make Piedmont better, and this is just magnificent.
Yeah, what will this building mean to Piedmont?
Everything. I mean, this is going to draw more attention to us. We have the history to back it up, and we have the people that have the knowledge to do what needs to be done to get this done and done right, as far as the building itself and as far as all the information that's going into it and information that people will be able to get out of it. I think it's going to put us back on the map, this particular one. And we have a lot going on in Piedmont, and there's a lot of the same people involved in a lot of different clubs or organizations that's working together to make this a better place. But this is great because I love it because it was the women's building. You know, when my dad grew up and playing basketball for the Mill and everything, the community building was the men's building, and you know that is the second one. The first one burned, and he was alive when it burned. He was young, but he remembers it, and that's when the first museum that was really so good. It would be great to have all those artifacts back. And he always referred to the women's building, you know, and of course the Olivers lived here when I would hear all about that, so I've never been in it. So even today to come in and see everything that's been done in here is absolutely fabulous. I mean, I could cry. It makes me so happy. But I can't wait till it gets done. We all will continue to work to make Piedmont better, but this is really going to put us back on the map, I think.
Phillips. I'm one of the volunteers at the museum, and my job is primarily to sort, file, label, clean, whatever needs to be done to the donations that we receive. And I see so many cool things, the newspapers, the ledgers. We've got a ledger from a tavern that was in the area from the 1800s. Lots of newspaper articles. Today we had a little history book from 1820, and the last entry was the end of the War of 1812. So I see so many cool things, and we're keeping them and we're protecting them, but we can't share them because we have no place to put them. We don't have the room for the displays. We don't have a way to protect them if they're out in the open. And it would be wonderful to be able to come into this building and have the display cases and show off all these really cool things that we have that I know other people would enjoy.
So this building will make a huge difference once it's open.
Absolutely. The community as a whole has been so generous, and we're finding that through our Facebook page, as you know, Susan tells her brother tells somebody else, we're starting to get more and more attention, and therefore we're starting to get more things. Like last week, my husband and I went to a mill house and got a picture that had been painted on a wall. And it's so cool, but we have no way to show it to anybody. because we have nowhere to put it. So having this building and being able to show off what we have would be wonderful.